All right, I would just like to take a few minutes here, if even that, to just go over proper rounding techniques. Some of you all are rounding incorrectly or rounding to the wrong place, rounding too far, not far enough, da 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 da. So let me just kind of do a quick little example here on, rounding. So let's first look at just a random number. Let's say I had 123.7672. Now, what you have to remember are your place values. So, this is the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place. A whole number. If it says round to the nearest whole number, then I am rounding to the ones place. Okay? This is the 10th place. The next one to the right here is your hundredths place. This is the thousandths place. Okay? Now I'm not going to go really any further because normally you're either asked to round to the hundredths, to the tenths, to the nearest whole number. Okay? So, keep that in mind as we do a few examples here. What's my place values? So if I want to round to the tenths, okay, and I have 87.54. In this case, I am rounding to this place value. I look to the right. This number here is a 4, which means that if it's smaller than 5, I do nothing to the number in the tens place. Okay, let's say then I had 89.55. I am rounding to the tenths place. So again, I am rounding to this place. I look at the number immediately to the right. It is 5. So when it's 5 or larger, you add 1 to the number in the place you're rounding to, and that would be the answer for that. So let's look at one where we are rounding to the hundredths place. Okay. So if I'm rounding to the hundredths place, it is this place here. I look to the right, that's a 2. Since it is less than 5, I leave this number alone. And that would be my answer. If I had $27.467, again, I'm rounding to this place. This number is bigger than 5, so I add 1 to the 6. Technically what we're saying is that 0.467 is closer to 0.47 than it is 0.46. That's the whole basis of rounding. Okay, you're kind of saying, what is it closer to? All right, let's look at a couple rounding to the nearest whole number. All right. So, and this might be a little easier for you to visualize or to grasp because we are talking whole numbers here. But if I just said, if I had 133.48, well, is this number closer to 133 or 134? Well, it's closer to 133 because we're not even halfway over halfway to the next number, I should say, because 133.5 would be perfectly in half. So aside from even that, just follow the rule. Here is the nearest whole number. That 4 is less than 5, so we leave it alone. Okay. If I had 133.51, again, we look to the right, and that is over halfway. So this number is really closer to 134. All right, so that's just kind of just some things I'm seeing that's going on. And, just pay attention to it because you're missing homework questions, which I don't review. And you're probably wondering what's going on. Well, that could be a big part of it, is you're just rounding incorrectly. And also, especially with trigonometry, which I'm going to talk about here in my next video, you need to carry those things out 4 decimal places on all your calculations until you get to the final answer, and don't round until then, because you may be rounding correctly, but you've rounded too early in the problem itself and your calculations as you go on. Okay. So anyway, so hopefully this helps you a little bit. That's, I want you to do well, and I want you to be successful. So let's put this into practice.